cinema matinee. I ain't got $7.50 to pay.
Everybody now.
First off, Valentine's Day was invented by Hallmark. Fact! It is a made-up holiday.
It exists. I remember it.
That was totally made up by Hallmark to find another excuse to sell greeting cards.
Somebody-
As was Mother's Day and Father's Day.
Somebody
by
didn't
the
get
way.
enough Valentine's Day for a kid.
This is the guy that walks down the street and kicks midgets because he think they're Cupid. You know? He got wings under that shirt. What's the description of this movie? Really? I think it's like, what? Valentine's Day, we go in and out the lives of about 200 people.
Yeah,
and then we find out later in the movie how all these people connect together
Except
by the end.
Only in the vaguest and most unnecessary kind of way. It's really only 2 stories or so that are even mildly important to the writers. The rest is just, hey, let's throw some more celebrities in here.
We don't have to write a good story. It doesn't have to be funny. All we have to do is put in tons of pretty people that you like, and you're going to come see this.
And there's tons of pretty people in here. Jessica Alba, Jessica Biel, Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper, the flavor of the week. McDreamy,
Jamie Foxx, Jennifer Garner, Topher Grace, Anne Hathaway, Ashton Kutcher, Queen Latifah.
It was like 30 minutes into the film and they were still introducing new characters.
No, he leaned over to me and it was like 15 minutes. He leans over, he's like, man, you know it's 15 minutes and they're still introducing characters. I was like, yeah, I know. 30 minutes later, he's like, they're still introducing characters in this movie.
You know, it's funny. You read that list off and you go, Jamie Foxx? Like, one of these things is not like the other. And it's Jamie. Like, you could tell all these people are going to hook up with somebody else, but who's Jamie Foxx going to be left with?
Kathy Bates got a lot of ass.
I was going to say, her and Queen Latifah, between the 2 of them.
If anybody's going to hook up, it's going to be Jamie Foxx and Kathy Bates. Damn, girl, you got a lot of ass on you.
That would be the Corey Coleman story.
I hope they go with realism, though.
You were saying, like, it says Valentine's Day. Whenever something has a day in it, it's like, Valentine's Day. And I'm sure if Jamie Foxx hooks up with Jessica Biel in this, it will be a horror movie to some people in the South.
Yeah. Well, she's probably the only girl in here with an ass.
Kara. Oh, Kara. Are you okay?
Do I look okay?
Should we call a doctor?
No, it's this day. Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July. She's fine. Valentine's Day, not so good.
What are you doing tonight, Calvin?
I'm actually here about the Sean Jackson interview, but we could talk.
I hope they go with realism, though, and Ashton Kutcher ends up with Shirley MacLaine. You know, I like these kind of movies usually. I just think that this was pointless. The reason I brought up the commercialism thing earlier is because that's all this feels like.
Well, that's what they're all about. You're supposed to know what's going to happen, and you're supposed to, like, root for these couples. You don't really root for them because there's no tension. I mean, you got to have some sort of tension in there.
This sounds like it's Love Actually, but what it's actually reminding me of is that film, He's Just Not That Into You.
Yes, it's a case where these stories of all these people are oversimplified because they don't have time to dwell on that many people for a long time for them to develop. If there's one aspect of these kind of movies that I hate, is that it's full of beautiful people and then a couple of people on the side who are major stars but not as attractive as the rest of the group. We're not meant to feel for them, and those people just go about their lonely lives, but they don't react to life the way these other people do. They're funny, they're happy-go-lucky, they like being single, you know, and I just think that it narrows it down to, oh, only pretty people deserve love. But I do like the way all this converged at the end, even for some of the smaller characters. I thought, you know, wow, you managed to juggle all these people and connect them in some sort of way. Sure, you need a scorecard to watch this film, but that's kind of a big feat for a movie with this many people. However, it's a Gary Marshall film, so it means that there's a lot of schmaltz in this movie. Like, I'm one of the people that does not like Pretty Woman. Like, this movie kind of reminded me of something like Overboard, which is just a really mediocre Gary Marshall movie. I know we're trying to make this movie sound like it's some bullshit. It's not. There were some parts of it that were very sweet when they wrapped it up. But, you know, I can't recommend this more than anything than a low rental.
Yeah, it is a low rental, absolutely. It's like I said, it's not hateful. It's just nothing really to recommend about it either. I think I'm going to put myself in that frame of mind where I'm just going to imagine the Valentine's Day movie I wanted, which is the horror movie, where it's like, look at all these pretty young people, and now in my head they're being torn apart by a serial killer.
See, that's funny because the movie in my head is where Jessica Biel and Jennifer Garner make out.
Well, the movie in my head is a serial killer standing there with an axe in his hand over all the dead, severed bodies, blood everywhere. And he takes the bag off his head and it's Ashton Kutcher. You've all been punked, everybody! You weren't expecting this, were you?
I'm awesome!
Try to make it